do want to say it is easier when you have a little bit more length. Like when I had short hair, I couldn't do this. And I wish that I would have recorded like how I maintain like my twist outs like when I had short hair, but unfortunately I didn't. But the method that I'm using now is easier when you have length. So I'm not gonna say, hey, if your hair is like in a, you know, medium to teeny weeny afro stage, that this will work for you. I won't mislead you like that. Welcome back to today's video, guys. And in today's video, we're gonna talk about how I maintain my twist out for the full week when I actually twist out my hair. So this is day 4, but before we get into the details about day 4, I do want to give you what day 1 looks like, what day 2 looks like, and of course, what day 3 looked like. So starting off, wash day, of course, is day 1 for me. And if you haven't seen my video on how I actually twist my hair at the wash day, I'll show that on the screen for you right now. I am a firm believer in keeping your hair in twists or bantu knots, you know, whatever your preference is, for at least 24 hours after you wash your hair. I believe that you should allow the products to soak into your strands before you actually style your hair. So on day 2, I do my preferred stretch, and if you haven't seen that video, I'll link that in the iCards above for you. But in that video, I show you 4 ways to stretch your hair. I personally prefer to stretch my hair with flat twist because I believe that gives me like the most stretch with the least amount of manipulation that I have to do on my strands. So this is what I was looking like for day 3. Welcome back, people. We are here to talk about Black Friday, the day I've been waiting on. Hey! Now we're on to day 4, and this is how my hair is looking on day 4. I'm actually going to give you a close-up. And tomorrow, just to let you know before I continue, tomorrow will be day 5. I don't have anywhere to go on day 5, so I'm going to keep the twist in my hair for day 5. Now I must say this, after I take out my actual twist out and wear it, I think personally how you maintain your hair, like when you go to bed and how you put your hair up, makes a huge difference. After day 3, all I did was retwist my hair as I'm going to show you right now. The only thing that I did not do is apply product. Like I just twist up my hair like dry because my hair is still like moisturized, and I don't believe in like overloading, you know, your strands with product because that irritates your scalps and leads to like other problems, right? Okay. And with that being said, my hair is still like extremely moisturized on day 4. Now, mind you, it is November at the time of like recording this video, and in November in my area, it's cold. So I am entering like the winter season. So I have to apply product when I wear my hair out because air naturally evaporates moisture. And in the colder months, you most definitely want to make sure that your strands are protected, especially if you have your hair loose. So my hair is still moisturized. And this is a close-up here. For day 4, you can see that I do have like some frizz going on, but I mean, my personal, like, it doesn't bother me, is what I'm trying to say. So that's the front. I'll switch over to the other side. I mean, not much frizz going on. So in my opinion, like I'm happy with my hair on day 4, and even though my hair doesn't feel dry at all, like it doesn't feel dry at all, I am going to apply some, not a lot, but some product to my strands because again, we're in the colder season and I kind of want my hair to be like more, well, maintain its moisture so that it combats, you know, dryness. So this is how my hair is looking. And in the front, I do smaller twists. In the back, as you've seen, I do bigger twists. So my hair is a lot more defined in the front and a little bit more, you know, chunkier in the back. Before we continue, I do want to let you know I'm going to list all the products that I use in the description box below, because what I use like on wash day is different from what like I'm about to do or use now on day 4. So if you're curious about the products that I use, check the description box below. But let's get into retwisting my hair. When it comes to like retwisting my hair, I do break my hair up into 5 sections, just so that I know, like, okay, this section I'm doing a little bit more defined, this a little bit more chunkier. I do one like in the middle here. I'll show you that to hide my middle part, because I always have like a middle part, you know, just naturally how I separate like my hair on wash day. And then of course this side here, so that I just know, do this a little bit more defined. We're gonna take my first section here and we're gonna do it by rows. I'm not gonna spray my hair like heavy with like water or like use like a lot of leave-in conditioner. Like I'm not gonna do that. And truly it's just like a mist. That's about as much product as I'm taking, and I'm just squeezing it in. And the same amount of product that I'm using for like the actual butter or hair cream. So it is important to note that you don't want to cross these sections. Like if the curl is already separated, just leave it separated. Like don't like separate your actual twist. Like don't mess up the definition that you have right now, if that makes sense. I twist and I twist again, and maybe one more time before I add an additional piece of hair to the twist. So for my curls up front here to look so defined, I am twisting a little bit tighter than I would like the back of my hair, because I want that, you know, look to stay. Where the back of my hair gets frizzier faster because I'm not twisting as tight, because I like the chunky look in the back of my head. And not only that, like it elongates my hair. Like if my hair is too tight, then, you know, it'll curl up and, you know, shrinkage, you know, will come into the mix. So I twist that a little bit looser than I do like the front of my head. I'm okay with shrinkage in the front. So not twisting all the way down. All I'm gonna do is take some cream and twirl it. Okay, let's finish this up. So we're gonna go into our next section, and I'm going to turn around so you all can see, but literally I do this by feeling my hair. I don't, you know, focus on like straight parts, because I just don't, like, it's just not my style. So where my hair feels like it wanna separate is where I separate it. So I'm going to stop right here, only because this hair here is a different texture, and it requires a little bit like more tightness and a little bit more product than my 4C hair. This here is 4B. 4C, 4B. Do you see the difference? This is like 4C and this is my 4B hair. It has no chance of standing. Like it normally doesn't maintain any type of definition. Now this section here, I am doing as tight as I did the front. Like, I'm not doing this loose at all. Now this part is critical if you don't want that middle part, like that awkward, you know, part where you naturally separate your hair, like in sections when you wash your hair. You have to twist half of like this side of your head and half of this side of your head together. Let's just go with that. I'm actually gonna force this to the back, so when I take it out, it kind of just lay in the middle to hide this part. Okay, so we're on the front here, and as you can see, I separate what hangs in my face because I want them to be really, really defined. So I stop right there, and these two, I'm just gonna twist like regular twists. Now I would say this will be considered an official refresh, right? And even though this is a refresh, I still believe you should allow products to soak into your strands for at least 24 hours. You don't want to take your hair down, although it may be dry, right? But in my mind, I'm like, okay, these products are still like sitting on top of my strands. Like, let me allow, especially like what's inside the inner twist, what's on the outer side, we can't control that much, right? But my hair stays moisturized the longest when I give products time to soak into my strands. So now the reason why I do this is because when I actually wear a twist out, it requires energy to do like all this to get defined look, especially like with my length and my texture. I don't have like 3 type hair where you can easily run a comb through this hair. No, it takes a lot of finger detangling. Yes, I do use a comb, but 80% of how I, manipulate and detangle my hair is with my fingers because I don't want to rip off like my strands. My strands are strong, don't get me wrong, but breakage just happens when you are, working with your hair. So I try to be as gentle as I possibly can. Now, with that gentleness, it takes time. It requires time. And because I want to keep my length, I'm okay with putting in that time when I want like to wear a twist out, which is probably why I don't wear twist outs a lot, because especially like with everything going on nowadays, I just don't have that time to invest in like getting this defined look every week or every 2 weeks. Like, no. But when I do, I want to enjoy like the hard work that I put into like maintaining my length, if that makes sense. So this is how my hair is looking, right? You got smaller twists in the front here. I'm gonna turn around for you guys, and we have 3 big flat twists in the back. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is actually put my hair in a ponytail, and I don't leave the ponytail in. I just want to lay down like my edges, because when you do like a twist out, you want it to look as neat as possible. So let me show you guys how I lay down my edges. So we're going to put my hair in a ponytail as low as we can possibly get it, because we're not going to tie our scarf under here, because then your hair would dry like this. You don't want to do that. So I'm going to tie it as low as possible, and just one time, because I want the actual knot to my scarf to sit on the top of my hair, pressing my hair down, so this, I don't have like a hump back here. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So let's get into how I lay down my edges. I take a little bit more of like my leave-in conditioner, rub it like on the tips of my finger, and make sure that these strands are moisturized. No gel, no nothing. They normally stay that way. As you guys can see, because of my texture, they're not popping out, because this is what I did yesterday. Well, not with the leave-in conditioner, but just with the scarf. And that's going to lay my edges down. Like me just pulling back my scarf, making sure my hairline is covered. That's gonna lay my edges down. And it's gonna lay down like for the full day. Like I don't have to do anything else to it. So when I go to bed, I'll be putting on like my bonnet. I won't remove the scarf, right? I'll be putting on my bonnet. But before you put on your bonnet or your hat, whatever you're gonna do, take out the ponytail. You don't want your hair to dry with this in, because then your curls up have like that little dent in it from your ponytail holder. Let your flat twist hang loose. I'm gonna show you guys how I actually put my flat twist in my bonnet, in my hat also, because that matters too. So I take my twist, make sure I get everything, and I cross it like that. Now if I don't cross it and it's just laying in my bonnet or my hat like this, that's how my hair is gonna dry. So I want to cross them so that when I let out my hair bumps down. And then I just let it hang loose, crossed. Now, if it becomes like uncrossed, that's totally fine. But I don't go to sleep with these ends sticking up like that. Like, don't do that. And this is how, like, I will go to sleep. Like, this is how I go to sleep. Now, let me show you how I do it when I walk outside. So, when I'm outside, I use the slap cap. The Grace and Lace slap cap, because it has the satin in there, and it's the same method, the absolute same method. So with the hat, I'm actually going to put it on first because it's just easier. So with the strands of my hair, because this is a little bit tighter than the bonnet, I'm actually pulling my twists upward, you know, so that they stretch out. Now, while I go to the grocery store or just take care of everyday business, this is how I'm looking while I'm letting my hair dry. Making sure my edges are okay. And bam, I go outside just like this. And my twists are coming up my cap here. So I'll check in with you guys on the takedown so you can actually see how my twists like dry. So at the ends, again, I don't ravel them tight because I want them to come loose easily. And truly, I just try to pull one of the twists or clumps straight and use my other hand to just unravel very gently. Now I'm pretty sure you all are like better than me than taking like actual twist out, but I feel like because my hair is so like nicely clumped together that it's kind of impossible for me to cause frizz because of the texture, right? And because the style has been in, you know, for a couple of days. So my hair just naturally separates, you know, where it's supposed to. Now this is how I would normally take down my hair. I don't really need like a mirror because I'm using my hands to kind of feel like where I'm at. So I think the most important part to a takedown is making sure that your nails are properly filed and that you're just not snagging any hair, especially if you don't have like straight, I mean, even if you do have straight parts, you can still snag your hair. So I would say just take your time. A lot of ladies don't want frizz, but I just don't want to rip out hair. Like that's my only goal when I take stuff down. Okay, so that's the takedown, and all I kind of do is just place my hair where I want it to go. Now because I did that big chunky twist in the back there, I don't have like awkward spacing, if you know what I'm talking about, and I'm gonna turn around for you guys. But as far as the front goes, I just kind of place it where I want it to go, and honestly it kind of falls into place like anyway, so I don't have to do like much placing. So, and I like the like wow look, so if my hair looks like it's not properly placed, like I'm okay with that. Okay, tell me what you think. Okay people, we are at the end of day 6 and it's time to wrap up my hair. So I want to go through that process once more with you all. But before we do, I do want to give you a close-up of how my hair is looking. My hair is not dry at all. Tomorrow's day 7, and that means it's wash day. Maybe. We might have to push this out one more day. But let me give you guys a close-up. Okay, I'm gonna turn to the side here. Still have definition, so I'm telling you guys, how you wrap up your hair when you go to sleep makes the difference, like makes the major difference in keeping your definition or not. All right, so at the end of day 6, all I do is dry twist. That's the best way I can label that, and let's just go ahead and get into it. So these two here, as I did in my first video, is going to be a separate twist. And again, you're not separating these clumps. I probably should have figured out like a better word for that, but whatever. So I am just twisting. I don't have any product on my fingers at all. And if you all didn't notice, I did not use any oil on my hair when I refresh. That's because I put oil on my hair after, like straight after wash day when I did my LOC after deep conditioning. I don't feel like you have to keep adding oil to your hair. One, there's enough oil in our hair butters. Like seriously, there is. But truly, it's your preference. If you want your hair oily, do your thing. But me, I just want my hair to feel soft. I'm not too concerned about like shine. You know, I have 4C hair, so it naturally looks dull, but it's healthy. So I go by the feel of my hair and not by the look of my hair. When your hair gets to its healthiest, believe me, you're gonna notice like a natural, like your own natural sheen. It's not gonna be glossy, but it's gonna be your own natural sheen. So this one too is going to be a separate twist. And it takes me no time to dry twist because I'm not adding product and I'm not, you know, separating the hair. And truly it takes me about, I want to say less than 20 minutes to do this. Believe me, if you put the work in and you have like real 4C hair, right? If you put the work in like on day 3 or like after day 2, like when your hair fully dries to get this definition, this is no biggie. This is no biggie. Again, not twisting all the way down to the end. I'm just twirling it like that because it makes it easier to separate the twist when I'm ready to take it down. All right. This here, I'm just going to flat twist down. And I'm just loving the way like my hair feels. Like it feels great. there you have it, folks. That is how I maintain my twist out throughout the week. We are all covered here, so I'm ready to go get my oil changed and come back home and go to bed. So you all let me know, what do you think about this routine? If your routine is different, please let me know in the comment section below. But for now, I'm gonna ask you not to leave me, right? Go ahead, check out some of the other videos on my channel. And if you need help with anything in regards to your natural hair, don't ask me about no credit score stuff. If you need help with anything in regards to your natural hair, please let me know how I can help you. This helps me think of video ideas for the future that are beneficial to my viewers instead of just me. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.